So to manually send your first message to your client, we're going to press select a template. And once you first start off, you won't have any templates created, so we need to create one. So to create your first template, we want to head back into settings and into WhatsApp. And at the top here, you want to select templates and then press create template. And in here, you can create whatever template you'd like, whether that's a marketing template, whether that's a utility template, and you can also personalize the templates for every single customer that you contact. So just quickly, I'm going to run through an example of a marketing template. So like we said before, the marketing template is the first message that you'll send out to engage the contact. So for example, this could be a welcome message. So I'm just going to call this a welcome template. And the category for this is going to be marketing because it is the first time we are reaching out to this contact. Make sure the language is correct, and here is where we can edit our template. So for a welcome message, I'm going to say something like, hey, and we're going to add a variable. So this is going to be the contact's first name. So like I said before, we can personalize each message to each contact. Even though it's the same template we're using for lots of different contacts, we can personalize it with their name. So like you've seen in other videos that I've created, whatever the name of the contact is, this will replace the one in the brackets here. So instead of saying, hey one, this is going to say, hey contact's first name. Let's say I've signed on the lead form and I've put my name as George. This won't say, hey one, this is going to say, hey George. Hey George, welcome to the team. So just a very simple welcome message, and you can see on the right hand side here that there is also a preview of the message, which is very, very useful as well. So for example, if I was going to add a header, let's just say hello, you can see at the top it has a header as well, but I'm not going to include a header today. I'm just going to focus on the body text. And you can also add other variables like their company name or their location if they've added that onto the lead form. And you can also add a footer text as well. So for example, if I just put something there, you can see on the right hand side that there is a footer text under the message. And that preview is really, really useful if you're wondering how your messages are going to look. You can also add a button as well if you'd like. So this could be a visit our website or add this product to your cart or anything like that. You can add a button which can be really useful for converting your leads. So I'm just going to press visit website, and as you can see under that text, you can see the button there. And once again, that is so useful for seeing what your messages look like because it saves you lots of time having to send messages to yourself and then reviewing them, making sure they're all right, making the necessary adjustments and then sending them to your clients. You can see exactly what the message is going to look like right here. And I forgot to mention a minute ago, but for the variables, you also need to enter some sample content. So if this is a location, this could be London. If this is a first name, so this could be George or Tom or Dave or anything. So you want to add it in there, and then you can see in the preview message here, that is what the example message would look like. But when you send this out to your contacts, this is not going to say, hey George, welcome to the team. If someone called Sophie has signed the lead form, this will say, hey Sophie, welcome to the team. And once you're happy with everything, once you've previewed your message, you can then press create, and we've now created our first marketing template. And once it's loaded, we can now see our first template is created there, and you can create as many templates as you want. You can create as many marketing templates or as many utility templates as you'd like. So if you really wanted to, instead of sending the same template to all of your contacts, you could create a separate template, just like any other normal message, for each of your contacts. It will take a lot longer, but if that is something that's really important to your business, you can also do that as well. And something else to bear in mind as well is every time you create a marketing template or a utility template, GoHighLevel needs to validate or approve this template before you send it off. So as you can see here, the status of this template is currently pending, and this can take up to a couple of minutes to 24 hours to be approved. Another thing which is really useful if you want to organize your templates is this folders section here, where you can create a folder and you can place a load of your templates into this folder. So for example, utility templates or marketing templates, you can have a folder for a load of different templates that you'd like. So I'll just show you this really quickly. So let's say marketing templates. I'd love if I could spell. There we go. We're going to create that. So once we've created that, if we go back over to templates and we press this button here, we can move this to a folder. So if we move this to marketing templates and we press move, then it's going to move into that folder and it's just really good at organising all of your different templates. Another really useful thing here is you can view the reports of each template that you send out. So for example, this welcome template here, you'll be able to see how many messages are sent, whether the messages have been delivered, whether they've been read, and you'll also be able to see your response rates as well. And also, very, very importantly, button clicks as well. So if you're trying to track conversion rates onto your website or onto your product page, you can use this as well to track those conversion rates. So once your templates have been approved, mine is still currently pending, if you go back over to your contact and go into your dummy contact that we created before, and if you select WhatsApp at the bottom, you'll be able to select your template that we've just created. So for me, I can't because they're still pending, but for you guys, once it's approved, you'll be able to select the template that you'd like, which has to be a marketing template for the first message, and then you can just press send. And it's the exact same with a utility message as well. And once the lead replies, you will then have a 24-hour window to manually send a message or automatically send a message for completely free. Look, you can see here there has been no message initiated from the user in the past 24 hours. So this will turn into a text box once the lead has replied, and you'll be able to send a message in there, type it out exactly like you would if it was a normal SMS message. But once again, if it's after 24 hours, you will need to use a utility message. So that's everything you need to know about manually sending these WhatsApp messages. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful as well, then you'll absolutely love our free community where we're helping everyday people and business owners come to grips with AI and using it in their business and in their everyday life and their jobs to save multiple hours every week using it. Even if you're just curious, it'll be more than worth it just joining and having a look. Like I say, it's completely free, and I'll attach a link to that in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.